Hello and welcome to Worldwide Camera Exchange. My name is Jonathan Harris. Today I'm going to talk about Nikon manual focus lenses, and in particular the difference between non-AI coupled lenses, AI coupled lenses and AIS coupled lenses. Now first of all, it's a good idea just to explain what the coupling on these lenses does. It'll help you understand why and how Nikon have changed the design through the years. For any meter to work accurately, it needs to know what lens is mounted or what aperture is set on the lens mounted to the camera. So there needs to be some form of communication between the lens and between the camera, so the meter knows what aperture is set on the lens. Now the early Nikon cameras used something called non-AI or pre-AI coupling. If you can look at this lens, if you look at this lens here, you'll see the rabbit ears on the top, just here. It's that little coupler that couples with a pin on the camera that allows information to travel from the lens to the camera. If I show you on a camera here, there's the pin. So the rabbit is there with a little slot in the middle, couple with the pin there, and as you turn the aperture, the pin in the camera moves as well, communicating the information between the two different devices. Now, in about 1977, Nikon revised the coupling. They introduced the AI coupling. Now, this is an AI lens, looks very similar. You still have the rabbit ears on the top. They're only there so this lens can be used on the old non-AI cameras. So Nikon kept that in place to maintain backward compatibility. The AI coupling on these lenses, the new coupling, is this little ridge here. There's a little metal ridge running between about the 930 position and maybe the 1130 position on the lens as you look at the rear mount. So if we go back to the non-AI lens, this lens here, if you rub your finger all the way around the rear edge of the aperture, and it's smooth. On the AI lens, you rub your finger around and there's this little ridge just here, and that's the AI coupling. So in the case of AI cameras, and now we're talking about later f2s, FMs, FEs, FE2s, FM2s, F3s. So most of the cameras that users these days would generally go for, they all have the AI coupling. If I show you an F3 here, if you have a look on the mount, just here, there's a little metal plate which moves. If I move my finger there, that's the AI coupling. So that couples with the little ridge on the lens just there, and that's how, in the case of AI lenses, the information is communicated. Now, as I said, the rabbit ears on these lenses are actually redundant if you're using the lens on an AI camera. They're only necessary for backward compatibility with the older F and early F2 cameras. Now that takes us on to the AIS. Now I'm going to drop in a picture now just to show you the AIS lens. The AIS lens has a little scoop cut in the mount at about the 1030 or the 11 o'clock position. That communicates more information to a small range of cameras. In fact, it was the FA and 501. I think they were the only two cameras that the AIS lens was introduced for. Nikon told us at the time that it improved the accuracy of the exposure. I've tried both AI and AIS lenses on an FA, and I can honestly say I could see no difference in performance whatsoever. So why would you buy an AIS lens? I mean, you probably wouldn't buy an AIS lens because you're using a 501 or because you're using an FA. But the reason to buy an AIS lens is because they are the newer lenses. So to spot whether it's AIS, it's got the little scoop, which I've just showed you in the photograph just there. Also, the minimum aperture is an orange. That's probably the easiest way to see that the lens is an AIS lens. AIS lenses will also have the rabbit ears on the top, so that they are again backwardly compatible all the way back to the earliest of the metered Nikon Fs. So in summary, you have the non-AI lenses, rabbit ears, and a smooth section here with no additional coupling. 1977, Nikon introduced the AI mounts. Still have rabbit ears, but now you have the little metal section there, which couples with the little metal piece on the camera just there. And then finally, you have the updated AI mount, the AIS mount, which has the little scoop, the orange aperture. Which would I recommend to buy? If you're using, always go for the AIS lens if you can, but only because it's the latest lens. AI or AIS lenses are both very good quality, very well made, very sharp. So really you pay money, you take your choice. AIS lenses are normally a little bit more expensive than AI lenses because there's more demand and because they are newer. So I hope that's useful. If you have any comments, please stick them in the box below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.